Welcome back to the Connected Spirit Podcast. I'm your host, Courtney Dawson. I'm so excited to have you here today. If you are an aspiring psychic medium or light worker that's really struggling with the idea of charging for your services, today's episode's for you. We're going to be diving deep into breaking free from those limiting beliefs that hold you back from embracing your calling as a paid medium, charging for your services, and being paid abundantly for them. You deserve to be compensated for your spiritual gifts, for the time and effort that you've invested into your development and the work to put yourself out there, work with the public. It costs money, right? And I am here to help you shift your mindset and release any money-related guilt that you might be feeling. So let's get started. All right, let's jump in. One of the biggest hurdles many aspiring mediums face is the belief that charging for their services is somehow wrong, or it's greedy, or it's unethical. And I need you to know your gifts are valuable. You deserve to be paid abundantly for the work that you do, period. I know, especially with my background in the spiritualist church, talking about being paid for giving readings was like very taboo, and people would look down on you if you charged, I'm going to say, anything that was reasonable. And that's open to, agreement or disagreement. But for example, there are many mediums who would give an hour reading for like $40. But yet these are the same mediums that have gone to weekend workshops, that have gone to the Arthur Findlay College, that have bought the books, dedicated the time to their spiritual practice, and they're not even able to recuperate any of the costs. They have invested time, energy, and money into developing their mediumship so they can be at a certain caliber. That way they can work with the public ethically and confidently and provide undeniable proof that they're actually channeling the spirit, but they weren't even recuperating the costs for the expenditures that came with their development. And that just never resonated with me. And I mean, a lot of it, especially people that are in the spiritualist community, the religion of spiritualism, it's very frowned upon to talk about money and to even talk about growing a spiritual business. And even recently, I posted something on Facebook, and this lady was so triggered. Said she was offended by me. I'm like, what? Oh, okay. And I just said, being abundantly paid really allows us to show up in certain ways where we can reach a wider audience and make a bigger impact. And I said it very diplomatically, but kindly said to her, perhaps you might want to think about what it really takes in order to make that impact, right? So first things first, let's talk about your unique spiritual gifts, your mediumship abilities, your psychic gifts. Every medium brings something special to the table, whether it's a really close, deep connection with the spirit world, maybe it's intuitive insights or healing energy. I want you to take a moment just to reflect on what you offer. What sets you apart? Remember, your mediumistic powers of awareness are to help others heal, connect, find closure, inspire them to keep moving on with life after the loss of a loved one. That's massive. That's a huge responsibility. That's not just valuable, that is priceless. Acknowledge the impact that you have on people's lives, the impact that you've made in people's lives, and then let that fuel your confidence in charging for your work, okay? Now let's tackle the money mindset. Many of us have been conditioned to think that money for our spiritual gifts is wrong. I just quickly touched on this within the spiritualist church and my experience being there for almost 8 years. And I got to tell you, this really couldn't be further from the truth. I really want to encourage you to start by reframing your thoughts around money. Instead of viewing it as something negative, see it as a tool for good. Money allows you to invest in your practice, continue your education, take the courses, take the workshops, buy the books, and even share your abilities further. Maybe that's so you can get a website, you can pay for an email provider so you can send out educational material weekly, monthly, whatever that is, okay? I want you to try repeating this affirmation, okay? So just, if you're able to, hopefully you're not driving, but if you are, you can do this after. Just place hands on heart and just say, I am worthy of being paid for my gifts. And allow that to just sink in for a moment. Or, money flows to me as I share my light with the world. And the more that you affirm your worth, the more you'll believe it. And like my mentor, Eileen Davies, has said, you cannot experience what you don't believe. Next up, let's discuss the guilt that often comes with charging for your spiritual services. It is important to understand that that feeling of guilt is often tied to an old belief system that really doesn't serve you anymore. Ask yourself, where is this guilt coming from? Is it societal conditioning? Is it past experiences? Is it a fear of judgment? Is it you lacking confidence in self-worth? Do you feel that you're not worth somebody paying you that amount? Take time, and this may not happen while you're listening to the episode. You may get more insight and clarity when you sit in the stillness and maybe do some journaling. Recognize those feelings that are going to come up, recognize them for what they are, and then I want you to challenge them. Okay? Challenge them by looking at, is there any evidence that supports this belief? Is this belief even mine? You're not just taking money, you guys. You are offering a valuable service that is going to help others connect with their loved ones and heal. And something that you need to remember too is that by charging for your work, you're also honoring your time, your energy, and your expertise. This isn't just a hobby, this is a calling. As you work through some of these mind shifts, focus on embracing abundance. Understand that there is more than enough to go around for you and everybody, okay? When you step into your power and your role as an ethical professional medium, you are going to open the door to new opportunities and possibilities. And I'm going to share a story with you. I used to think that I wasn't worthy of taking up space in the spiritual community. I used to think that, who am I? Who the hell am I to be doing this and calling myself a medium, even though I was, but who am I to call myself a medium, and who am I to promote myself as a professional medium and have a website and charge for readings and have an online school and charge for courses? Like, there were so many limiting beliefs. And then it became almost paralyzing. And the spirit world said to me, Courtney, how long are you going to hold on to this shit? How long are you going to let these beliefs take you away, distract you, detour you from where you're meant to be? And I go, oh, damn, they're calling me. They're calling me on my shit. So I did some introspection. I did some journaling, which you guys know, if you listen to the show enough, that was one of my favorite ways of connecting to my soul. That there were actually limiting beliefs that I was holding on to they weren't even mine. They were from a family member. And I had to heal them. And then I cut ties with it and I let it go. And because of that, I have had incredible opportunities, countless appearances on podcasts where people have contacted me to be on their show. I'm being featured 3 times in an incredible magazine coming up in November 2024 and then 2 times in 2025. And I'm actually having a front cover on a magazine. I am so freaking excited. But if that wasn't enough, you guys, by really stepping into my calling, I recently just taught a masterclass for a Hay House authors membership group. And I taught the class on mediumship. Seriously, that was like a dream experience. And I wasn't seeking it out. Somebody approached me because we had, I'll say, a person that we knew in common. And the person reached out to me and asked, how I found their Facebook page. And I said, through this individual. Anyways, this person started asking me a bunch of questions. We're, texting, DMing back and forth. And then this opportunity came. I was like, holy smokes, are you kidding me? Like, how fucking cool is that? How cool is that? Right? And that was because I did that inner healing and I did that work. And I'm not the exception. If little old Courtney from Vancouver, BC can do it, babes, so can you. Okay? And I'm sharing that because, yeah, I'm going to brag about that. That's incredible. That took so much work and I had to let go of a lot of stuff and it wasn't easy. I'm not going to say it is, but how cool is that? And I want that to inspire you that you can do whatever you want. And if you open that door and know that you are worthy and that your gifts have a place in the world, the universe supports you and goes, okay, let's get to work. Let's help him or her make this happen. And they will bring stuff to you. It's incredible. I love it. I freaking love my life. I want you to visualize yourself thriving in your spiritual business, confidently charging for your services. And I want you to also really embody what it's going to be like to receive those abundant blessings in return, okay? We can give so freely, but we also have to learn how to be able to receive. It's one of our soul lessons. And if that's something you struggle with, well, now you know one of your soul lessons that needs to be worked on. Okay. Please surround yourself with abundance-minded people who are there to uplift and inspire you. If you've got people that are always complaining about how they have nothing, they just work in paycheck to paycheck, which may be true, but they're focused on the lack as opposed to the potentials that are available, it's going to drag you down. And I actually have some affirmation cards that I use from Abraham Hicks, Money and the Law of Attraction, and then How to Get into the Vortex. That helps me a ton. And when I started really working with the law of abundance, I kid you not, I moved from charging $135 to readings to well over $200. But when I had a sales launch that I actually didn't put a ton of effort into, I just did a couple of reels on Facebook and I had a 5-figure launch. It was incredible. And I have grown my business now to 6-figure business. Now, is that braggy? I don't want it to be, but it's allowed me to take time to be with my family, take time to heal my body because I deal with a chronic condition, myofascial pain syndrome. And it's completely transformed my life. But in doing so, it's allowed me to help make an impact in other people's lives and inspire them to do the same work that I'm doing, right? Your client's energy is going to help reinforce your own journey towards embracing your worth because they're going to be so excited to see you, so excited to have you help them wherever you find them on their path. So finally, let's talk about taking action. It's time to set your prices. Now, some people go, I don't know what to charge. Think about what feels right for you and then your level of experience. So what I charge for reading, you may not be comfortable charging with. You might want to charge more. You might want to charge less, but do what feels right to you. Check in with your body. Your body is like a pendulum. It's giving you the yes, no answer. Listen to it. Research maybe what others are charging in your area and find a pricing structure that really reflects your abilities, your training, your ethics, and the value that you provide. Okay. Now, once you've set your pricing, I want you to take that leap, start sharing your services and confidently communicating your worth. And you can do this in a way that doesn't sound like you're an egomaniac, okay? The more that you're going to step into your role as a paid ethical medium, the easier it's going to become for you. So to wrap up, breaking free from limiting beliefs is really essential for your growth as an ethical professional medium. You need to recognize your value, shift your mindset around money, and overcome any guilt and fear. You need to. I want you to embrace abundance and take action. You deserve to be paid as a medium, and the world really needs your gifts. There are people out there in the world right now waiting for somebody like you. They just don't know where to find you. Okay. I want to thank you for joining me on this journey today of the Connected Spirit podcast. If this episode resonated with you, please subscribe and leave a review. I'd love to hear about your experiences and how you're breaking free from those limiting beliefs. Until next time, friends, have an amazing day.